Alrighty, let's go ahead and take care of some business. TCOB before we begin. I know I'm supposed to do this. There you go. We're going to get more stuff out there as we go on, but for now we're going to do this. So enjoy this. Hit the button. All lost and confused. I hit the wrong button. Let's try that one more time. And there we go. Much better when you hit the right button. Ooh. Yeah, electronics. What a drag. What a drag. Hello, folks. We're back. Surprisingly, I managed to figure it out. How I get all of this done is beyond me, between the videoing and the audioing and the saving and the putting where it belongs and then putting it in an email and getting it out there. I hope you all appreciate what I go through, that we can spend some time together. Again, hello folks. It is Wednesday. I'm a day behind. I was a little stuffy yesterday. I don't know if I sound a little stuffy to you today. I had a sinus thing going on since last week. Strange, behind the sinuses, pressure. Never experienced anything like that before. I've had stuffy noses, but never like in the back of my head. And that was from like Wednesday through Sunday. It kind of went away and then came back with a vengeance yesterday, and I had my CPR man hat on. I had to go give a class. I could not hear of it. It's like, you're in the airplane and you want to pop your ears, but think about that, but you can't pop your ears. It just stays like that. It was really annoying, and I've heard that I do sound a little stuffity. So if I do, I apologize for that. But it doesn't matter because I want to be here with y'all, and I'm actually feeling a bit better tonight. We'll see how long it lasts. I thought it was gone, and then bang, it came back yesterday. Might have been with the monsoons that we had yesterday. It's over for me, the season. It's done. The clubs are clean. They're actually back in the basement alongside my hitting station. I promise I am going to do a video and show everybody my hitting station. I'm going to put that together, and I will do that. I will post them on the video YouTube, our YouTube site, Hit 'em Straight Productions, HIT apostrophe EM Straight Productions. Look us up. There's all kinds of fun videos up on there. I actually just posted something from the fabulous France Jolie, who was performing at a place I was at the other night. It was really nice to see her out there. Boy, she can sing still. Ooh, she's got a set of pipes, bless her heart. It was emotional. It was her first time back out in public since the nonsense began, and she was emotional, but it was, I posted just a quick video on there. Interestingly enough, I used her name, because this is it, but I figured I shot it on my own phone and was putting it on my channel. And I guess the way the computers are set up, they don't miss a damn thing, it seems, except the porn and the crazy stuff on YouTube I read about. Animal cruelty videos. Oh my Lord, what is wrong with us as a species? YouTube, you need to step all over that shit fast. I don't know about this whole internet thing where you're just, you can hide behind your ISPs or whatever. It really does seem to bring out the absolute worst in humanity. What was the old saying? I love humanity. It's people I can't stand. Anyway, yeah, I saw something very disturbing. You too, get all over that stuff, please. Not good, not good. Anyway, so I'm going to do a video of my hitting station at some point. I also promise I will do a video now that I'm futzing around with these videos. I will do a what's in the bag video, because the bag is now in here by the hitting station. Everything is cleaned off. I did not play last Saturday. I blew my back out on Thursday. What day did I talk to? with you all last week? I don't remember. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? It was probably Wednesday. Oh, wait, I have it here. The 19th, and today is the 27th, 8 days, so the 19th was indeed a Wednesday. I think I went out and played on Thursday. It was going to be nice out, and I think it was, at the time I thought it was going to be the last 70 plus degree day. So I went and played. I don't remember how I played. Oh, yes, I do. I was hitting straight balls. I was trying that Mo Norman thing, starting the club a little bit open and about an inch and a half behind the ball. I think I mentioned it to you guys. And the ball was going straight. I don't remember now whether I continued to do that or not. But that was Thursday. Thursday or no? Or did I play Tuesday? And Thursday my back went? Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I played it. I don't even remember at this point. Either which way, back went. Did not play on Saturday. But surprisingly to myself, actually went out on Monday. Last Monday, as in 2 days ago, was absolutely, most probably, definitely not much in the way of its ands or buts. The final decent enough day for me to be out there, and we had, monsoon flows, not floods, mercifully, yesterday. And we actually didn't get a time. We have nothing for this Saturday to begin with. It's also supposed to be dismal. It's supposed, 70-80% chance of rain. Heavy showers in the morning, followed by scattered showers in the afternoon. And I did not get a time for Sunday. I think, again, we're done. It's going to be no more than the low 60s for a high. And you know what? In all fairness, I'm done. I did play on Monday. I played. I had my moments. I was trying the Mo Norman thing again, and for some reason, especially on my drives, with the exception of one drive I got off, and I just went looking for it, and oh, damn, how can I lose it in the middle of the fairway? And then I looked, and it was like all the hell way down the fairway. It was 250 and change, which was, a nice one to have in there for the final round. I'm going to remember that, not the last couple of holes. For some reason, as I was trying my new Mo Norman nonsense, I was sliding ahead of the ball and coming in and not, squaring the face. I know it wigged me out when it was working. The other day, I was hitting the ball straight. I don't know if I even mentioned that last week or not. I was hitting straight balls. I kid you not, I've been playing this game for the better part of my life, on and off. I've never hit straight shots in my life. It was extremely disconcerting. I actually didn't like it. Surprisingly enough, I was like, ooh, this ball went straight. I don't like that. Aside from the fact that it's definitely costing yardage. When I hit that nice little tight draw, as we like to call it, when I drive the ball well and or properly, that thing's going to hit and going to run like a bandit. I'm guessing that's probably what I did at Eisenhower on Monday. I played the white at Eisenhower on Monday. The other thing I was going to mention about it being too cold is the sun is very low this time of year. It makes it really difficult to locate the golf ball. You have to walk almost past it and then turn around to try and find it. I may have to go with ridiculously visible orange. I would be going with ridiculously visible orange or yellow if I were continuing to play, but I'm not, so it's not going to be an issue. But anyway, I kind of think I dumped it. For some reason, I was running past the ball. I don't know, not like I have a swing monitor, which will show me the shape, the direction of my shots, although you can get them now. You can find them on eBay for, I don't know, $250, $300 maybe. You get a guy that's got something or another and he wants to just get rid of it. If you know what you're looking for and you take your time, you will find something. But there are these little portable launch monitors now. They're teeny tiny, and they work reasonably well. You have to do your homework like everything else and listen to all the other videos out there that have tested them, tried them out, and have reported their findings, as it were. So you can go watch a whole bunch of those when you're ready. I know that if I get one, I don't really care so much about what my swing speed is. I mean, I guess with a driver, I know what I have to do to really crank one out there. And it's funny because the one I cranked one out there on Monday, I actually remember turning to one of the guys I was playing with and said, shook my head, said, I don't have a lot of those in me. I can do it, but I really have to try. And damn, if my body's just like, okay, here's one. I'll give you one around. But other than that, you got to swing easy. And you know what else I think I'm doing? Like I said, I was running through the ball. I did not like hitting it straight at all. That really, I found it disquieting. I want to shape it. I want it to go left to right. I want it to go right to left, whatever. But I think I've decided pretty much I can't do the right hip clearing thing. This is just so sad. I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna have to go back to like an open stance and tuck that right elbow in and do a more like kind of a revised Lee Trevino type of a swing as opposed to a Mo Norman thing. It's a bummer. It's just, I can't keep like, whacking my back out, for 5, 6, 7, 8 days at a time. I really need to just start getting back more. I know middle of the season or something I started to do it and I was, hitting fades and what have you. And I don't particularly like the look of hitting a fade. I just, prefer a draw. It's just so pretty. It just looks right. But anyway, I mean, if I need to at any point or whatever, I can. But this whole, however many swings I'm taking minus the putting during a round, damned if I just can't do it anymore. So I'm going to have to go back to an open thing and see how it plays out. I'm sure, next year I'll do it 2 or 3 times and then I'll go, I'm going back to, whatever. But we shall see how it works out. So everything is in the house, all cleaned off, nice and pretty. I actually bought a right-handed golf glove. How interesting is this? How cheap am I? I am so cheap that I figured if I'm actually going to be using the clubs during the winter, generally with the exception of, that one season where I bought the True Feel or whatever the hell mat, took my first swing and promptly, screwed my wrist up for almost 2 years. The clubs have just, gotten clean, put in the garage until it got too cold. Never gets that cold in the garage, but I bring them into the basement. They should be warm, warm in an environmentally controlled mayonnaise jar left on Funkin' Wagon's porch since June. Anyway, so they're all cleaned off and they're all in, and I cheat down. I'm so damn. I bought a right-handed glove for the simple reason if I'm actually going to use these puppies during the course of the winter, that is November, December, January, February, March, it's at least 5 months. If I'm, playing with them during the 5 months, however it is, I'm going to be actually greasing up and screwing up the grips with my right hand. My left hand won't be an issue, it's wearing a glove. But my right hand, even if I keep it clean, will still be wearing down the grip. So that's, 5 months worth of use on my grips. And not for nothing, but the grips are what? $12 a grip, $3 to install. So you're looking at $15 times 13 clubs. You all know my Scotty Ping putter grip situation, or whatever it is you want to call it. I know I stumbled across a spare online, the odyssey, the adventure of getting the grip off and put on. But anyway, so it's 13 grips at $15. I'm sorry, the grips are 12 plus tax. So figure 17 bucks for 13 clubs. Do the math. Well, you can, I'm not, but that's, decent amount of money, and if I can make my grips last that much longer, I can. So I invested $12 on a perfectly lovely, I think it's a Max Fly Cabretta leather right-handed glove. And it's thin and it's nice. It doesn't feel like it's messing up my grip. It's a little odd feeling the glove on the right hand, but it'll make my grips last that much longer. So from the cheapskate way to practice yourself through the winter. I mean, if I ever really needed to do numbers, I know I talked about taking the driver and going into taking for $20, taking one of these stalls at PGA Superstore for an hour and just fart-assing around, changing the driver settings and seeing swing speed or whatever. I know that if I take my normal driver swing speed, I think it's in like maybe the high 80s. I know if I lock my right elbow into my right hip and keep them connected, stand upright and keep them connected, as opposed to letting my right elbow go and then coming back in, dropping it back into the slot. It feels like it's connected. It's not completely when you make the turn. It's going to naturally separate a bit, but it feels like it's locked in. If I lock it into my hips and boom, I pick up like 10 miles an hour in swing speed. I've done it a gazillion times, so I know that's what happens because I've done it. I haven't done it in a while. Maybe I did it on that one decent drive I had on Monday. Maybe I stood a little bit more upright, locked it in, but it was still a bit of a draw. So I cheated and turned too much. I have to stop turning that much. It's a bitch. Knowing that you can't do it, you're just going to get into trouble. You're just going to get into trouble. Anyhow, quick story, and then we'll move along. What do I have? I said I'll do, anybody watching the World Series? All right, let's do a story and then we'll move on. Quick story of a Chinese businessman. A Chinese businessman was from, not the most worldly. He was from a rural area and he came to the United States to do some business. And he was introduced to the game of golf. And it was interesting because he went back to his native country, back in the outskirts, wherever he was from in China. And his friends asked him if he had a good time. And he goes, yes, it was very enjoyable. But there was this strange game, he said. And his friends were like, what do you mean strange game? He goes, well, everybody playing this strange game took a stick and they were hitting a little white ball and trying to hit the little white ball into the hole. And they go, really? And he goes, yeah. And his friends go, well, what was the game called? He goes, the game was called, crap. That's a delayed response. Anyway, I cleaned that up in case there are kiddies out there. Although when I post this stuff on YouTube, I have to check for kiddies, not for kiddies. And occasionally I'm probably going to say a bad word, which is about all I would ever do. But I hit not for kiddies. I don't know what that means. Does that mean anybody under, 4 years old, 8 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old? I'd like, some newbies in golf, some youngsters to follow us along. We could be, some sources of interesting tidbits for you. Here's an interesting tidbit. Something about Bryson I'm so all over the court tonight. I apologize, but it just is what it is. Bryson DeChambeau's new caddy, 155 pounds soaking wet, said on whatever podcast or wherever he was being interviewed, wherever he was being interviewed, Bryson DeChambeau's golf bag weighs, get ready for it, hold on, 55 pounds. 55 pounds, you say. That got me to thinking. Mr. Golf, I said, I'm curious. You don't really have a ton of crap in your golf bag. I will rip it all apart, I promise, and do a video about it. But I'm curious, what does your golf bag weigh? So I went ahead and I weighed my golf bag. I have the lightweight stand carry bag. I actually haven't used it this season. The cart has held up. It has not held up particularly well. My club runner, love my club runner, but I'm about to call my buddy Ivan, who is the owner of Club Runner, and make arrangements to ship the base part of my Club Runner back. It sounds like it's chewing through yet another axle. So we're going to have him perform factory service, as he does for me every 2 years. And he has for a while. He's repaired this thing for me so many times. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. So I need to have that addressed. And also the Genius I was playing with a couple of weeks ago that was being cute when I'm walking with my Club Runner and he drives the cart next to me, and for some reason just purposely weaves into the side of my Club Runner, bashing his cart into my wheel. So that now wobbles. Something else I can have taken care of when I send it back. I'm looking into a replacement. I know, Freak City, right? I'm looking into possibly getting a new electric golf caddy. I'm partial to my Club Runner, but let's get this one fixed. Once it's been factory refurbished, air quotes, I can probably put it on eBay because should be good to go for at least a couple of years, and get a couple of bucks for it. But then the question becomes, what do I replace it with? That is going to be a big to-do in my brain. It's going to be an expense one way or the other, but it's not like it's an option. My clubs have been riding. I've been walking for many years at this point, and that's going to continue. I don't know. I'm really, when the time comes, I'm going to have to dive into it, knowing how frugal I can be, as long as I'm dropping a couple of bucks on having my Club Runner repaired. I can probably get at least another season or two out of it. I do need a new battery. The battery is starting to go. These lead acids are only good for so many charges, and I've been pumping this one up for a couple of years now. I'm not sure how many, but probably 3 at this point. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Either which way, it needs to be done. So my golf bag, as weighed on my electronic scale, is a whopping 29.4 pounds. There you go. Bryson's bag is 55 pounds, lugged around, I don't know what, 5 days a week by a 155-pound caddy. Bullshit. Oh, there, I said something that's not for the kiddies. I actually stumbled across a video on YouTube. Was it today? Yeah, it might have been today. Bryson did a what's in the bag. And I was looking at his bag, and he's got one alignment stick and some clubs. And the bag is not one of those supersized, the way they actually probably used to be 55, 60, who the hell knows how much these things would weigh. Because when they had the original tour bags, I mean, some of them were gigantic. I remember from back in the day, the Titleist staff bags, that's what they were called. Staff bags. Oh my God, the things were freaking huge. But Bryson just had what looked like a cart bag. It didn't look like a huge staff bag. If I remember correctly, actually it didn't really. Yeah, actually it didn't. The clubs weren't floating around. They were in there. It looked like a cart bag. Anyway, unless he's throwing some lead weights in there to screw with his new caddy, there's no shot in hell his bag was 25 pounds more than mine. I don't believe it. But anyway, that was the answer. I was always curious what the heck. I just never stopped to do it. So I went and did it. 29.4 pounds. I guess the clubs are the bulk of that. The bag itself isn't terribly heavy. I have 2 lightweight jackets, 1 pair of rain pants, a fold-down umbrella. Interestingly enough, when I got the bag from Japan, which is where I had to order it from because they only seem, I'm going to start ranting again, to make golf bags and sell them in the US now that have 14 separate pockets, one for each club in the bag. I don't like that. It annoys me. They still get stuck coming and going. The grips grab along the liners. It's nonsense. But at least offer an option. They don't. So I had to get my bag, which has minimal advertising. It's got a big Mizuno symbol on it, but that's really about it. And it kind of blends in, and if you don't know what you're looking at, you tend not to notice it. But I had to order it from Japan because it was the only one that had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 compartments as opposed to 14. And it's 4 weeks, hopefully 1 week away from my new Jan Craig head cover, which I am praying I can get over my new Ping G425 head with the tungsten sharply edged weight on the back. They were making it a little extra large for me. It will hopefully slip on and off. And yes, it's going to be a big, beautiful Jan Craig head cover saying, big letters, Mr. Golf on it with a big orange, black, and white pom-pom. Going to be very cool. I remember I've mentioned before in the past how if I have to go with a color, I will, on the golf course, I find orange to be the least offensive. Forget green. I don't like yellow. Red really, for some reason, on a golf course puts me off. Even though my grips have red seams to them. There's nothing I can do about that. The details are in red. But that's just the way they're made. Nothing I can do about it. And again, I don't really look at them with my hands on the club, so it's not that big an issue. And they're, gripped down in the bag, so I can deal with it. So that's going to go with my orange head cover. I actually bought a case for my new, I like my new, by the way. I like it an awful lot. My new rangefinder, my, Bushnell Tour V5? Is that the one I got? I'm pretty sure that's it. Not the top of the line. It's the next to the top of the line. It's new to me. I didn't buy it new. I bought it from a previous owner. 20 pictures. The thing looked in perfectly fine shape. It arrived full battery. It's got a battery indicator. Love it. Hits it, bang. Hits it right on it. Immediately. Hit the button, bang. There's my number. And if I'm moving around or if there's like other stuff around, I've actually had a couple of times where it's done the jolt thing. Red circle goes, boop, 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 and the thing shakes in my hand. You go, here's the flag, baby, here's the flag. So I'm very pleased with that purchase. I did not get a Bushnell case for it. I bought I don't know the name. It was something I stumbled across. It was a perfectly fine, well-made hard case. Pretty much exactly the same as the Bushnell case. It's just plain black with the zipper is orange. So I was okay with that. The blacks. They didn't have any black for sale. They all had some type of color on them. So I naturally went with the orange. I don't know. Does that about cover all of that good stuff? I guess it about does. Anybody watching the World Series? I was watching the, third, fourth inning or something of Game 2, where Planet Houston, bless their little hearts, and I know how I'm saying that, was leading. They were up 4-5. They were in the middle of an ass-kicking inning, and I think Atlanta only had 1 run. Go Atlanta, even if they do that hysterically racist seeming chop thing. I don't like Houston at all. They're bad people. They cheat. They got away with it. Pete Rose. Put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. Give me a break. All these guys get caught for steroids. Then they get caught for steroids second times. And, and all of this nonsense. And I guess the Mark McGuires and that whole situation, I guess they're not going to get in. But hell, they cheated. They got caught. But with the Houston, their nonsense, why Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame, I think is a horrible thing. I know I've mentioned it X number of times, and I'll mention it again. Unless I missed something, which is entirely possible. Okay, tours, it's time. It's time. We're halfway done. I miss you guys. There's stuff to fill you in on. I do. I feel a little zippy in the head there. It's not as bad as it was. At least I don't feel like I'm, flying at 20,000 feet and can't pop my ears. PGA Tour, the Zozo Championship. Oh boy, Hideki Matsuyama was your winner. This week they're playing the Bermuda Championships, and not for nothing, the easiest guy in the world to root for will be playing. There's a pro, I guess he's a club pro in Bermuda, who received a sponsor's exemption to play in the Bermuda Championships this week. His name is Brian Morris. I guess long story short, Brian Morris has terminal cancer. I won't bore you with the details. I didn't jot them down. It's just a simple fact that Brian has terminal cancer and received a sponsor's exemption to play in the Bermuda Championship this week. So if you're going to watch golf and you're going to root for anybody, look up Brian Morris and root for Brian Morris. Bless his heart. No, I shouldn't. I mean that in a nice way. It can get so confusing. I mean that truly, nicely, not southernly, as it were. Oh, speaking of not meaning things nicely, anybody get screwed this week on DWAC? Donald Whacks You, fearless loser. Our man was back in the, that hasn't been gone from the news. Back in the news because remember he whined, bitched, and complained. Said, hold on, I'm doing a little house cleaning as we talk. Yeah. He evidently hooked up with a SPAC that went public for his new media company, and the stock symbol was DWAC, DWAC. And once again, anybody that got, or most people that got involved in any business that Fearless Loser gets involved in, seems they're going to get, what's the word I'm looking for? Crushed. DWAC came on the market. I don't remember what it opened at. It opened up big. It opened at about $40. I don't remember what it was. And all of a sudden, it was for a day and a half, 2 days, it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. All the meme stock guys on, I forgot the platform that they're all on or whatever, they drove DWAC from $40 up to $175. It turns out that, like politicians, Marjorie Wackadoodle Green, evidently on the day it hit $175, and that's nothing, by the way. I remember watching one of the pot stocks. I actually owned it. I owned it at $40. I watched it run up to $300, and I didn't sell it. No, I'd always thought you buy and you hold. You buy what's going to be a good company for the long term, and you hold. And it went from 300 down to, I don't know, where is it now? About 10. But anyway, the beauty of DWAC, Donald Whacks You, yet again, it ran up to 175, at which point the smart people, the smart money were like, okay, thank you so much. This has been a hoot. Not to be confused with this Marjorie Green person who went and evidently bought somewhere around $175. I think the stock today, I don't know what it closed at, but it was around $60. So there you go. In the course of, if you bought it Friday at $175, it was worth $60 today. Wise business acumen you must have. I don't know. What does it fool me once? Shame on you. Fool me twice? Shame on me. What does it fool me time after time after time after time? I prefer personally fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. Not in this lifetime. That's the one I run with. But anyway, how's that working for you, peeps? Bought it at $175 a share. It did not work out so well. Who knows? It could go zipping back up again. You never know when something becomes a meme stock like GameStop and all that other nonsense that was going on. You know, it could double in a day. But what's going to happen is it's not investing. Now it's just basically gambling. And we all know about gambling. Boy, I was watching the baseball. Bet, 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 bet. What happened to betting being a sin? You know, what happened to all of that? Not to claim that people are hypocritical, but we know that they've been doing the lotteries now for how many decades? I don't know. When did betting not become a sin? It's just so all over the place, constantly. And actually, I don't think it's a particularly good thing. I think here's an interesting situation that might arise. You're in the middle of a golf tournament, and there's some guy standing on the side who's got, you know, X number of who know what kind of dollars, all riding on, you know, a certain outcome. Well, what if by screaming during a player's backswing or something like that, while the player makes a stroke, conceivably screwing up the player's stroke, you could end up conceivably winning some type of a bet. So, isn't that not a good thing? I would think betting makes fans much worse at events. I mean, one day someone is going to interfere on purpose. Is there a call for that? I don't recall ever, underline exclamation point, ever a situation where a pro golfer has been given a do-over. Oh, we're sorry you flubbed that shot because some guy that's got, you know, $5,000 on you blowing this hole. Forget the tournament. At this point, you know, you can bet by the hole. You can probably bet by the shot. Who the hell knows? That's how screwed up it's all gotten. Talk about out of control. But Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame. Give me a freaking break. Anyway, yeah, I don't think that's good. I just do not. One person's opinion. And I'm telling you, you heard it here first. One day, it's going to happen. Somebody is going to interfere with a golf swing on purpose for benefit of some type of betting. And again, I've never ever seen a situation where a pro golfer has been given a do-over. So we'll see how that one works out. If I missed something, if ever there was, I mean, you get drops and all of that, but that's not a do-over. Actually, you do get a do-over if you hit a provisional, but they fine you, they penalize you for it. I'm talking about just a do-over. So there you go. New rules on amateur status. I'm not going to go into them because, frankly, who cares? Unless you're an amateur. They have tried to make it easier for amateurs to at least get a couple of bucks while they're trying to progress in their careers, and I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is this. Here's a chuckle waiting to happen. The PIP, paid in PIF, not to be confused, not to be confused with a PIF, which is paid in full. When I was in the singles business, we used to literally lock the door and tie people to the chairs, not let them leave until they have signed up to be in our club and paid in full. But anyway, this is PIP, the Player Impact Program, where these geniuses took, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 million freaking dollars and threw it into a pool to divvy out to the players who have the most impact for the game on social media. You want to guess who's going to get $8 million worth of that money? Actually, what is it, 7.94? I'm rounding. It's a little rounding error up. Do you want to take a guess who's going to be receiving this $8 million in player impact from the program? I'll give you a hint. He hasn't struck a single shot, not one, in a PGA event all year. Do we have an idea as to who we could be possibly talking about? Could it be the Needle? Of course it's the Needle. Unbelievable. The guy takes his SUV, and then what, a 30-mile-an-hour speed area, and, drives it off a cliff at 90. And job well done. Here's $8 million. It impacts golf. I'm just not quite sure where the positive impact is. But either which way, I would think a lot of people should be really embarrassed. Not for nothing, Needle, my man. I think you should at least take that $8 million and donate it to somebody, something, somewhere, split it up. You're worth, I don't know, after the divorce, you're probably still worth $700, $800, $900 million. Did we mention he hasn't hit a golf shot since he ran his SUV off a mountain at 90 miles an hour? Things that make you go, what? Talk about cray. Anyway, yeah, I find that irksome. I do indeed. They raided China yet again, looking for golf fakes. They evidently netted 21,281. Interesting that they nailed that number in fake clubs and I guess apparel and what have you. 21,281. So how much of a dent in the 21,281,000 pieces of fake golf equipment are out there? I don't know how much of a dent it's going to make. Not for nothing, I know you save a couple of bucks, but you're really getting crap. If you really want to play decent golf or golf to your best ability, why on earth? I mean, not for nothing, you are not going to get a $600 Callaway driver for $139.99 just because it's coming from Wuhan or Sichuan or wherever it's coming out of. Buyer beware, carpe diem, and that's the only Latin I can remember off the top of my head. But the old saying, if it seems like it's too good to be true, then it probably is. Thank you very much. I started with the tours and I ended up playing with the list. Would you go into space? Evidently William Shatner is catching a lot of shit. Especially from his old cast members for, I don't know, did he pay retail? Did he drop, I don't know, $800,000 to go up into space? This whole space thing is starting to annoy me also. It's all nonsense. We're not colonizing any other planets in anytime soon. Maybe we'll throw some, some research stations on the moon and maybe on Mars, but we're not recolonizing anything. And this looking for planets to recolonize humanity, what a load of crap. Can't be done. Not going to happen until we come up with warp drive, which we're not coming up with for the next... Who the hell? We're coming to warp drive. We'll probably come up with warp drive faster than they'll come up with self-driving cars. Okay? Remember Uber? We're going to have them on the road a year ago. I believe Uber sold their self-driving unit. They're not even bothering to put up a fake false front that they're going to do anything other than turn half the country into a bunch of hack drivers and then try and screw them out of every penny They possibly can, but that's another story for another day. Point being, here's a thought. Why piss money away? This sending people is absurd. We can send machines. We're smart enough now to send machines that can just go and do everything we do except have a biological being looking at it. Send back 4K, 8K. What are they working on now? 20K. What the hell difference does it make? Let them go out there. Literally what? Pennies on the billions of dollars? It's crazy. Here's a thought. Take the money. Let's fix this planet. We're screwing it up. And let's face the facts, peeps. We got nowhere to go. Plain and simple. There's nowhere else to go. You want to spend the money. Come on, NASA's again with the moon orbiter, a super ridiculous giant, larger than the Saturn V1, whatever the hell, to send 3 guys to wander around for 20 minutes. Come on, cut the crap. Like a bunch of the robots, the on 60 Minutes, the ones with the robots, with the robot doggies that people don't like, and the robot people that they showed going up and down stairs. Send those. Come on, you're talking no money. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't have to worry about the radio. They don't have to worry about a damn thing. They go, they do their job. You want them to bring stuff back? Fine, they'll bring stuff back. But give me a break with this spending trillions and trillions on sending people. Ridiculous. We can't afford it right now. Save where we are, because we ain't got nothing else. Okay, fine. I tell you what. Why not? I'm umming a lot tonight, aren't I, for some reason? I wonder why that is. Okay. Where are we? Oh, wow, we're so far in already. Okay, I have a thought. Let's talk about practice. When you practice golf, if you're actually lucky enough to have access to a nice practice facility, I do not. Although I believe they opened up a short game practice area at Eisenhower by the Blue Course. That's got putting green and I believe an area you can hit out of the rough. You can practice chipping and a bunker that you can practice out of, which is okay. That's cool. But there's no place around me where I can go hit balls that's not off of a mat. And we all know my feelings on that. Although interestingly enough, here's an interesting thought. Just popped into my brain. If I wanted to go hit off a mat, I could actually take my little piece of turf, my little flight deck thing, and it's a small oval. I can pick it up and go anywhere I want with it. I could technically take it to a driving range and hit off of that as opposed to the mats they provide. There's an interesting, I don't like going to driving ranges though, damn. Their balls are crap. They come off all over the golf clubs, and it takes you forever to clean the white crap off of the clubs. I don't know, though. It's an interesting thought. I could take my flight deck. The problem with my flight deck is, as we've covered before, the ball sits 1 3/4 inches above sea level, above the ground, between the plastic base and the actual turf material. It's 1 3/4 inches, which is why I purchased a standing mat 1 1/4 inches and put it on you guessed it, 1/2 piece of plywood. I guess I could bring the plywood and the stand mat along with the flight deck and hit balls at a range. Something to consider come the springtime. This is not the springtime, so we're not going to do that. But anyway, not having access to a grass range, which is what I would like to do, I will not be practicing other than, hitting indoors and not complete swinging, because I think on my follow through or on the backswing, I will bash into the ceiling. I think if I have the car out of the garage, I can actually set the stuff up. And that may be real easy. The net, if it ever arrives, I got, another email. Heavy apology. It's still off the coast of Long Beach, California, we're working on getting you your Spornia compact version, but or maybe the ship is in, but it hasn't cleared customs yet. Supposedly, Long Beach is working 24/7 to get through the backlog. It doesn't seem to be working so well, but hopefully I'll get it soon. Anyway, easy enough to take my flight deck, my standing mat, and the Spornia, pop it open in the garage, and I think I can take full swings in the garage. I have a little bit extra height. The ceilings here are what, 7 and change, but I'm already losing 1 3/4 inches by standing on the mat. So I'll have to try that out at some point. But yeah, it should be easy enough to do. So maybe I can at least, piddle around with that during the winter, assuming that the tennis elbow has been quieting down a bit, I must say. It doesn't seem to bother me as much, although I freaked the other day when I played on Monday. I didn't think there were any issues, and I was ready to go, and I went and grabbed the club, and my left thumb just went ouch. And every time I I moved it around and here and there and everywhere, and every time I tried to squeeze the club, it was like ouch. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. At this point, there was nothing I could do. It was my turn to tee off. So I just went ahead and hit, and the first one was like, ouch. And then it just quieted down after that. But my left thumb's always been an issue. I know every body part I have with this game has been an issue. But yeah, the left thumb started acting up again for some odd reason. I don't know why. But it has since quieted down, and it's, I'm not gripping the club all that strongly, and I'm not swinging drivers or whatever. So it should have a few weeks before my Spornia arrives. A few weeks to calm down. It seems to be okay now, but it's just one more little bit of annoyance. Anyway, to finish up this evening, I'm going to offer you up 10 tips to making your practice time more productive. And I'm not going to get into too much explanation. They're all pretty much self-explanatory. And then I guess we'll call it an evening, and I'll go back to my recording of the World Series and see what's going on. So far, seems like nothing but blowouts. There hasn't been a close, exciting, bottom of the ninth kind of fun game in a while now. And yes, it annoys the hell out of me when they call the pitches wrong. And boy, they call them wrong a lot. I must tell you, I know I've bragged about it before. Hang on, to everybody's help. They just miss a lot. The umpires really do. I think I am in favor of a little, maybe just a little earpiece. It goes beep when it's a strike and nothing when it's a ball. Simple, right? Beep, strike, nothing, ball. It'll eliminate the problem. I find it irksome. No, Brad, really? You find something irksome? Nah. Anyhow, okay, 10 tips, and we'll call it an evening. Number 1, play simulated holes. If you're going out to play a course that particular day and you're familiar with the course, then why not go ahead and play the course? Play the first and second holes, meaning hit exactly the shots you would hit as if you were playing that particular golf hole. That could be fun. Number 2, play shots to different targets with random clubs. Okay, again, that's mixing it up. Pick a target and, close your eyes, reach in a bat, pull out a club, and use that club. Number 3, use one ball. Huh? I should know what that means. Use one ball when you practice. I don't know what that means. There was an explanation along with it, but I don't remember what it was at this particular moment. Use one ball. I guess if you're chipping or putting, that's the only thing that makes sense. If you're hitting, you're hitting 5 irons, it's not going to necessarily work. But evidently, if you're chipping or putting, just use one ball. Don't use multiple balls. It will make you concentrate on hitting a better shot, supposedly. I don't know. Number 4, same club, different targets. Okay, it's both different targets with random clubs. Take the same club and go at different targets. That's good. Number 5, same target, different clubs. Okay, pick a target, hit different clubs to it. Number 6, same club, different ball flights. That can be a fun thing to do. Take the same club and hit it high, hit it low, curve it left, curve it right. See what you can do with it. I can do that. I've always been able to, for whatever reason, not that they necessarily come off well, but you want me to hit a cut, I'll hit a cut. Want me to hit it high, I can actually hit it kind of high. Want me to hit it low? That I can do all day long. You want me to hit it left to right, right to left, you want to draw? I can do all of that. I don't necessarily do it well, but it's going to get done. If that's the way I want it to go. Hook it low around a tree, I can do that all day long. One thing I can do, I must admit, is I scramble. Maybe it's because of need, because I screw myself up off the tee so often, but I can scramble. All things being fair, if I can get a drive out there in the correct area, I will, I can play bogey golf all day long, throw in 3, 4, 5 pars, and boom, there's my game for the day. Number 7, use your routine before you hit a shot. Just don't, pull the ball over, hit it. Pull the ball over, hit it. Actually, set the ball, go back behind the ball or whatever your routine is, and use your routine to take your shot. Number 8, practice trouble shots. Okay, you can find the rough and practice chipping in buried lies and ugly lies in bunkers if you have, access to those practice facilities. Make it tough on yourself because, you're supposed to play it as it lies. So make it tough on yourself. It can only help. And I know I've mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. If you're starting out, to my newbies out there, we love you, welcome to the game. It will kill you, but you'll keep coming back for more because it's just the way it goes. Get yourselves, not necessarily blades, but do not start. We believe this. Do not start playing the game. Do not take it up with super game improvement clubs, meaning the type of club that no matter where you hit it on the face, it's going to go a certain distance in a certain direction. If anything, don't start with a blade, although you can if you can get like a largish blade or something that's got limited perimeter weighting. The reason being, we only want to give you so much help off the get-go. The problem is, it's like hitting off a crappy mat at a range. You hit it 5 inches behind the ball, but the mat slides the club through the ball. You hit the ball well and you think you're God's gift until you get out onto a real course with real grass and you're burying your club 5 inches behind the ball and you can't figure out why. Learn to feel your mistakes. The only way you can get better is by screwing up. And if every shot you hit, your club makes up for your errors, you will never get better. Down the road, if you want to add some game improvement, that's fine. But start out with a club that will let you feel when you make a mistake. That's not, number 1 through 10. It's just something I'm adding. I've mentioned it before, and it's a good thing to think about. Number 9, play games. Okay, make up a game when you're on the driving range and play it. I'm going to hit 4 balls, one of which is going to bounce off the target. I don't know, whatever it happens to be, go ahead and do that. And the last, number 10, which we've in essence already covered. I think these 10 could have been knocked down to 5, but what the heck. Practice up and downs. Okay, well, isn't that the same as, chipping and doing your putting? I shouldn't necessarily have to say it. You figured you might be doing that on your own, but I'll say it. Practice up and downs. Give yourself a lousy lie in the rough if you've got a chipping area. Pitch it up on the green and try and make that putt. Up and downs will save you. I think I had 1 or 2 on Monday that saved me. Occasionally I will bail out. For some reason I started pulling my putts. And no, not in the filthy way you people with your minds in the gutter are thinking right now. Oh, I love double entendres in golf, though. I was pulling my putts. Needless to say, it was not going in the hole. So I guess we will end this evening on don't pull your putts because it won't go in the hole. So there you go. On that note, such a note. Where are we? If you're looking for us, we are all over the food court. Instagram, In the Hole Podcast. Twitter, In the Hole Pod. Facebook, In the Hole. Our website, intheholepodcast.com. Email. Please email. We love emails. FORE, but you already knew that at intheholepodcast.com. The usual shout out to our sound guru, Chris Pummel, and his trusty sidekick, Weak Dog. And that's kind of sort of it then. Yeah, look at that. Kind of sort of right on time. Wow, that was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm kind of bummed it's over. But what is what is. So I guess I will leave you all as I do every time. Please be smart. Please be safe. If you have not been vaccinated, please get vaccinated. I know we're moving along. We're getting there. And now we're talking to the real holdouts. Please don't hold out anymore. I want my old life back. Most of us do. And, with your help, we can make it happen. So there you go. That's it. I'm ending tonight on Peter Positive. With your help, folks, we can make it happen and get life back to some semblance of normalcy. That's it. We love you. Till next time. Peace out. Same to you. Peace out. God.